The best AI is designed for everyone. And now we'll learn how developers can design accessible agent experiences from the start. I'm joined by Bonnie Parisi, VP of Product Accessibility, to preview a new AI capability that scans inaccessible code and helps fix it, making accessibility easier than ever for builders. Welcome, Bonnie. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Diane.
All right, so my first question is, why is accessibility foundational to ethical, trusted AI? And why should developers consider it as part of their process from inception?
It's such a good question, and as you know, trust is our number one value, and that means that all of our customers trust our products when they use them. And that includes people with disabilities. So if we're not building accessible AI, we cannot uphold that trust value and make sure that our AI is trustworthy too. So it is so part and parcel to everything that we do and our core values. And why is it important to consider this from the start? Well, imagine if you're trying to retrofit something, it's kind of like fixing the engine while you're flying the plane. And when we start with thinking about accessibility and all of our users, we actually find that we get much better experiences. And so that means doing inclusive design. It means bringing everybody into the process to get perspective and insights. We've spent 2 years building Agentforce and building in perspectives of all of our users to make the best and most accessible product there is.
I love that. Now, you've said that AI can function as assistive technology. What does that actually look like in practice?
Yeah, it's a great question. So AI is not just productivity features. I think we are all actually using AI in different ways, and I bet you might not have known that some of those capabilities were actually accessible capabilities. So things like real-time transcription allows somebody who's maybe deaf or hard of hearing to actively participate in a meeting and know what's being said as it's being said. That is an amazing accessible AI capability that I know I use just to make sure that I'm not missing anything.
I love it too.
I mean, it's something that we can all get value from, and that is again why we can see these things as building bridges and integrity and individual capabilities for everyone who uses our products.
Now let's talk about the new capability you're previewing here that helps developers build accessibly everywhere. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this. It's available in our Agentforce Vibes extension. So it's something that we're using internally at Salesforce, but it's also available to our developer community. And what this is it's an agent that's sitting beside you in your IDE while you're writing code, actively reviewing your code and giving you recommendations for how to make things accessible. So that means we can shorten the learning curve and ensure higher quality of the products that developers are building right from where they work in real time.
I love that. Okay, now you've also mentioned a new capability that scans code for accessibility issues. What makes it different than other tools?
Yeah, I think that what's really important there is we've seen a lot in the marketplace of test automation, and it's amazing to make sure that you're testing your code. But this is actually bringing it right to the developer workspace. So it's in their IDE. If you're using Claude Code or Cursor, you can actually enable it and again, vibe code with it, get real-time feedback from the components, ask it to review your components, make recommendations, and then just accept them. So it's really pushing the envelope of what we can detect while it's being written so that there's just greater certainty that we can build more accessible products before they go out the door, before we get to production.
I love that. All right, well, that's so exciting. Let's take a look at the demo of this new capability.
Hi, I'm Jack Busiglia, and this is a demo of the 80K accessibility agent running a cursor. So when you kick off the agent run, and what we have here is a random component from core that has a Sally test failure. It just tells us that there's an accessibility violation. What we also have set up is the DXMCP server, which has our accessibility tools in 80K registered to it. We see the agent has actually just called both of these tools, the first of which is our guidelines on how to fix LWCs for accessibility. Second of which is how to run Sally jest test in this context. And we see the agent is already running the jest test to try and understand what is the violation at hand. It looks like it's finished running, so now it has context as to what's gone wrong, and it's going to start creating a checklist as to what to fix. So now it's generated the code. We have some HTML changes and some JavaScript changes, and we see that the agent is taking one last step to actually rerun the jest test and verify that the changes it made solve the problem at hand. I can actually stop the agent run now because it looks like it did in fact pass the jest test. So now we can accept the code changes. And now we have a working component that no longer has the accessibility violation that just had been catching before.
Okay, so Bonnie, what's one thing that the developer community should leave TDX with?
Well, I think you just saw it in the video and throughout our conversation. It is to get the Agentforce Vibes extension. It is available as part of your Salesforce product. Every engineer, every developer can ensure that their Salesforce implementations, their customizations on the Salesforce platform can be done accessibly by vibe coding with the Agentforce Vibes extension and the accessibility agent that's packaged within it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. If you'd like to get the Agentforce Vibes extension for yourself, just scan that QR code on screen or go to sforce.co/Agentforce Vibes extension. Bonnie, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for all the work that you do.
Thank you so much for having me, Diane.